All right, welcome back. This is Frank DiMora with the Last Chronicles of Planet Earth. And it is March 25th, 2011. And I'm going to get into a prophecy in Zechariah chapter 12, verse 3. I'm going to slow down a little bit because I have a habit of talking too fast. I want to make sure that you understand the importance of what is being said here. But right now I'm going to post this for you. This is an article that came out from the Jerusalem Post. And it has to do with a resolution that the Palestinians are trying to get passed. That resolution is called 377, and I'm going to explain it because this is going to be very important. Because in the last days, according to Zechariah 12:3, we were warned by God that Israel was going to be a isolated nation throughout the whole world, and all of the nations would be coming against Israel in the last days, and Jerusalem would be a burdensome stone for all people. And anybody that burdened themselves with it are going to be cut into pieces. In other words, destroyed. We see all of this, the beginnings of this now, where nation after nation are moving away from Israel. Jerusalem has definitely become a burdensome stone. It's in the paper just about every single day now. And all of these events are taking place. Now let me read this resolution, this article that came out, and I'll explain it. You'll understand more when I read it. It says, Israel failed to realize until recently that the Palestinian bid to win the United Nations General Assembly endorsement for a statehood in September might not be merely declarative, but could have profound practical consequences under the provisions of a little-known UNGA resolution. Gabriel Shalev, of the former Israeli ambassador to the UN, told the Jerusalem Post. Keep in mind that the endorsement for statehood in September. Now September, again, in case you don't know, that September is when we start seeing the Jewish holidays again. Now Jesus fulfilled all the requirements of the first fall festivals, or the first fall holidays, the Jewish holidays, on his first coming. And we know that when he comes back, there's only 3 of those feasts left that haven't been fulfilled yet. And when he comes back, the next one is Rosh Hashanah, and this is the bride, the calling of the bride away. And this happens around again in September. Now, every time that they talk about pushing this Palestinian state in September, there is always the possibility, I'm not saying that it will happen, it's always the possibility that it may be the elected year that Christ will come back from the church. That's why we need to watch, because we do not know the day or the hour. Like some people are saying, like Harold Campy, for example, has come out, and his church is going out in buses, and they've gotten a lot of internet action about May 21st of 2011, whether Jesus is going to come back. And as a matter of fact, it says 100% sure. Now, I got an email from a person today that said it was 100% sure you're going to see this happen. And so what I'm going to say here, this is off the article a little bit, but I want to tell you I'm taking all of the emails that I get, and I am saving those emails with the person's name and the date and what they wrote. And then on May 22nd of 2011, I am going to post all of this information that came in. Now, I may not have too many after I give this warning, because they may think, well, if I am wrong, then I'm going to look like a schmuck, right? Well, if you think that you're right, if you think that Harold Camping is true, then you shouldn't fear about emailing me. So email me if you believe May 21st, 2011 is the day of the rapture, because I'm doing this for a good reason, and that good reason is on the 22nd of May, I'm going to post your names and post your emails so that you'll understand that you've been deceived, and you need to leave a false prophet, or you're liable to be in a worse condition, because Jesus said that in the last days that you will be deceived, and these are the signs of the times. And I wanted to point that out on the 22nd to you so that you'll understand you need to go back to sound doctrine and abandon these false prophets. Now, many false prophets who proclaim all of these dates, you'll notice that if you look, the people in the congregations and the churches and these organizations don't leave after the prophecies don't come to pass. And a prime example would be the Jehovah's Witnesses, where they had over 20 dates and different dates that were set that God told them. And they haven't left. There's very few people who left because of the false prophecies. Now, getting back to this, it says the UN GA Resolution 377, also known as the United for Peace Resolution, was passed during the Korean War in 1950 at the initiative of the U.S. because the Soviet Union was vetoing the UN security action to protect South Korea. It permits the General Assembly to recommend a range of collective measures to support states, including sanctions and even use of force. Now, again, the Palestinians want this done because they want to push the UN to use force against Israel. And again, Zechariah 12:3, they will come against Israel in the last days. And I believe that these are the birth pangs leading up to that. Let me go on here. It says, Security Council cannot reach unanimity, and where there appears to be a threat to the peace, breach of the peace, or act of aggression. So what it's saying here is the 377 resolution that if Israel, for example, if they have continued aggression, that they would be able to use force against Israel to force them into a Palestinian state. If the Palestinians can gain General Assembly recognition for state under the Uniting for Peace resolution, she warned, it would be a real obstacle, not just a public relations setback. This would seek to impose on us some kind of Palestinian state. It can't get much clearer than that. So, now also listen to this. I'm going to read this again. It would be a real obstacle, not just a public relations setback. And what's happening in the major media around the world, they're coming against Israel. And it would just be another setback. All right, another setback for Israel. And this is all in line to fulfill Zechariah 12:3. It says, Shalev said that Israel only just found out about this. In other words, just found about the 377. Thanks, she said, to the research done by Jennifer Lazio. She's a project manager. It says Palestinian officials have said repeatedly that they intend to seek UN resolution for Palestine by September. It is widely assumed that the resolution that effect would not receive the binding approval of the 15-member Security Council, where it might not gain 9 yes votes. It would need, and were even if it did, the U.S. would be likely to veto it. And the General Assembly, by contrast, a resolution recommending a state of Palestine would easily receive 2/3 votes, diplomatic sources said. In other words, if it went through, this 377 would pass, and then they could use, if they wanted to, they could use force on Israel, because if Israel they believed it would be stubborn and they didn't want to hand over to a Palestinian land, they would have recourse to go in. And you're looking at war if they do this. And you're looking at nations being cut to pieces because they would be coming against Israel. So you need to watch out for that. Now here's another one. It says, Egyptian foreign minister sends Israel strongly worded message about the Gaza. Here's the article right here so you could see it. And you can get it at my site. It says, diplomatic sources inside Egypt's foreign ministry have reported that the country's foreign minister has sent a strongly worded letter to Raphael Barak, the Director General of the Israeli Foreign Ministry, warning him about the consequences of escalation of military action against the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. And so you have people in Egypt, people of importance, calling in and warning Israel. Now, why is this important? Because Egypt is aligning itself, right now we could see that, with the Muslim Brotherhood. Muslim Brotherhood wants to take out Israel, to destroy Israel. That's one of their goals. And so you see the footsteps to Psalm 83 here as they're warning Israel about the escalation that's taken place in the Gaza Strip. Now remember, in the Gaza Strip, the Palestinians are the ones who were sending over these rockets into Israel, and Israel's just in self-defense responding back to stop the aggression. But again, the media is lopsided. Instead of showing, hey, look, if you throw missiles at me, I am going to throw tons of missiles at you. If you attack one of my people, I'm going to come back and attack you as well to stop you from doing that. But that's not what we see in a news press. And all it is showing you is this. The media is biased, very, very biased against Israel. And you have to look at where the aggression originates from. Now, I would say also that if Israel came in there and arbitrarily would start bombing people, then you might have a case. But that's not the case. Israel never goes in unless they are attacked. And every nation, even Barack Obama said it today, every nation has the right to defend itself. But obviously, the media doesn't want to see it that way. And what they're actually doing is taking part in helping fulfill Zechariah 12:3. Now we're going to go in and we're going to scroll down, and I'm going to do another video about the Revelation chapter 17, because there's news about Turkey that is really important, and I wanted to show you that as well. Thanks.